As Kyle said, we're diving into a brand new series this week called Everyday Disciples, where we are asking the question, hey, what does it look like in light of the gospel for us to live faithfully as followers of Jesus, to enter into this life of discipleship with him? And what we're gonna look at is Paul's example of his life in Romans 15 and 16. What I can recognize in some of us sometimes is when we get to the end of some of Paul's letters, it can be very tempting to say, hey, you know what? It feels like Paul's kind of just wrapping things up at this point, right? Like he's talking about his travels and he's writing some thank you notes and he's saying his goodbyes. Like, is there really something here for us still in these sections of his letter? And one, yes, it's scripture still. But secondly, I love these words from Paul in 1 Corinthians 11. He says, hey, you should imitate me just as I imitate Christ. It's the picture of Paul as this good mentor saying, hey, look, I'm further down this discipleship journey than you. I've made some mistakes. I've learned some lessons. Why don't you walk with me as we follow Jesus together? And so that's what we're gonna do in this series. We're gonna look at Paul's life as an example of what a faithful life as a follower of Jesus looks like in our everyday lives. And as Kyle talked about, today we're gonna start out with the conversation of purpose. We understand this at a fundamental level, I hope, that living out of our purpose is so important, right? Oftentimes when purpose is lost sight of, it can lead to frustration or challenges in life. For my impatient people and introverts across our campuses this morning, as I'm both of those things, I think you'll agree with me in that when self-checkout lanes were invented at stores, it was like God's favor shining down upon us, right? Because now here's this machine purposed with making my life much easier as a shopper, right? I get to go in, find my things, get out quickly without waiting in lines and awkward small talk. However, recently, I was checking out at Kroger and I just scanned some bananas that I can assure you I scanned, and I put them in a bag, and very quickly this machine that was purposed with being a blessing in my life became a curse, because loudly announced to the whole store were the words, unexpected item in the bagging area. And if you've experienced this, you know that the machine may as well be shouting to everyone around you, hey, shoplifter here, right? The awkward stares, the people frustrated in line behind you, like, has this guy ever worked a machine before? What's happening right now? As I'm being gaslit by this machine over my checkout skills, I accidentally swipe another item too quickly and the machine just locks down and says, please wait for assistance. I'm now held hostage by this thing that was purposed as being a blessing in my life, but giving me the exact opposite experience. It is so important for us to live and operate out of our purpose. In fact, I'm reminded of Paul's words back in Romans 12:1 about what we believe, the power of our thinking, that what you believe about your purpose in life and what you allow to define it will very deliberately drive your habits, your actions, and the way you see and interpret everything around you in life.